Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see what we're doing. So in patch 2, we don't have anything new. Yeah. What about this one? We have 101 pending pull requests now. Well, that's not good. Good. Let's look at author. So, actually, before we do that, let's see if we have something to merge. Review approved. So, there are a bunch. Actually, I think we can't merge anything because there is an issue with building right now. I'm not sure. Can we risk it to merge? Yeah, so this one didn't build. I don't know, we should build or not. Okay. Maybe we pause review for today. So there was something I started to build for the mod builder, but then I was distracted again. In the meantime, I did get a Claude Code license, the smaller tier license, and I thought I'd give that a shot to maybe help us code certain changes quicker, which I think would be a good opportunity to start with here with a mod builder, which is a bit annoying. So let me switch to that branch here. So we said we needed a feature for the source file list here. So let's see if we can ask Claude to help us implement that shit. So yeah, let's just chat and see what it can come up with. Let me create a new branch. Create branch. Update. I think it's 2.4. Okay, so how do we do this? So we need to open here the Claude window. We have, let's do effort max, extended thinking. I don't know if that's necessary. Is that enabled or disabled? I can't tell. Switch looks exactly the same. So let's go to Opus. Let's go to plan mode. And let's ask, so in bundle file, we can specify one source or source with wildcards. In bundle file, we can specify. Let's say with the bundle file, we can specify. With the bundle file, we can specify one source for one target file. With the bundle file class, we can specify one source for one target file. The source does accept wildcards, but will generate separate bundle files out of it. I would like to have a new configuration for multiple sources to one target file. I already drafted a change starting with in the current Git project. It is very incomplete. Try to plan the final use case is for specifying multiple source files to build a single let's say any file, or str or CSF or maybe even WND, I don't know, maybe not, single any CSF file. New configuration from multiple sources to one target file. Driver change starting with source file. This is new. It's very incomplete. The final use case is for specifying multiple source files to build a single ini or str file. Build a plan to get that done. Ask me questions. Yeah. And for design decisions. I do not claim that the current draft, the current change draft is good, is a good start. It's incomplete. I do not claim that the current draft is a good start. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what it can do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it already found the fire. That's nice. It's the first time now I'm using Claude Code for this kind of work. I only used it at work before. And it would be interesting to see what we can do with it here, if it can accelerate our work or if it will slow us down. Or I hope that for this task it will help us get this done quicker, because I think there's a lot of monkey work. Yeah, so maybe this would be a good start, and then if it has something halfway decent, then I can probably touch it up. We'll see. It's first thinking about what to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see what is currently in here. What did we do? It has multi-source file. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not much. It's not much. Mm-hmm. 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 Monkey is strong. Okay. Yeah, so the license I have is the Claude Code Pro license, which is the smallest of the Pro tier, but also the cheapest. Yeah. So we'll see if I run into limits. Maybe it warrants for an upgrade. Maybe I don't run into limits. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I don't think I will have heavy AI use for starters. Maybe it will grow over time. Yeah. Find tests. There's no tests for this. Oh, try to get usage output from game text compiler. Oh, that is smart. It did actually check for what it can do with the game text compiler. Okay, that's smart. That's smart. I have the full picture of the pipeline now. Okay, that's cool. I also have a full understanding of the pipeline, so I can directly verify whether the stuff makes sense or not, whatever it spits out. Write me an initial plan skeleton, then ask you the design questions. I very much like that. So let the Claude do the hard work, and we sit back and relax, okay? Sit back and relax. Let's go. Yeah, but it's very slow, isn't it? Thought for 0 seconds. Well, it's not a very long time. Okay, what is this? How should multiple sources for one target be expressed in the bundle item JSON? Multi-source target list, your draft. A new sibling key next to source, source list, source target list. Each element has a mandatory multi-source list and a mandatory target. Matches how source target list already works and keeps the multi-source case visually distinct. Multi-source plus target in the file entry. No list wrapper. A file's entry may carry multi-source list together with target. Exactly like source plus target does. Okay, I need to think about all these suggestions first. Okay, so let me open a reference so that we can actually look at the JSON file. Let's open. Actually, we can open it here. No. Let's open it in patch 2, okay? So here we have tools. Here. Mod change mod. Let's look at this one here. Or let's look at this one. Yeah, so here we have a source target list where it specifies source and target. Source and target. But we also have other kinds of ways of doing this. Let me try to find some other. Here, source list, which then says it takes this source and it uses the same target list. Yeah, so takes this wildcard, resolves it, and then makes a target list out of that. Yeah. And then there's another way of writing this, and that's just source and target without any of this here. Do we have an example of that? Let me see here. Source list. Nope. Maybe it's in the there's a mod builder sample project. I think that one has all sorts of things. Source. Here, source or target. Yeah, so there's 3 ways of writing these source targets. This here, that's the simplest one, but then you can just have one source and one target. Here you can have multiple ones. Yeah. And source target list, it's the same as this one, but simpler than this. Yeah. Okay, so this is how it is currently. So my draft is a new one. Yeah. What I had drafted. So there's like a multi-source target list, like a new one, which is completely separate of the other ones. Okay. What does it suggest? Multi-source plus target on the file entry. No list wrapper. A file's entry may carry multi-source list together with target. Multi-source list. Exactly like source plus target does today. telsor for a single merge, but needs one file's entry per merge target. Both of the above. Support multi-source plus target on the file entry and multi-source target list. Mirroring how source target and source target list coexist today. Most consistent with the existing schema, slightly more parsing code. Extend source target list source. No new keys at all. Source target list. Source accepts either a string or a list of strings. Aha. Smallest schema surface, but the type of one field now varies and the merge case is easy to miss. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. So it suggests to have like this and then be able to put a list in here. Yeah. No, I don't like that because that makes this construct ambiguous. Because right now you have this wildcard and it resolves to this wildcard. And so and that creates a singular file for each of these entries. So it's a one-to-one mapping. And so if we have a multi-to-one file mapping now, then it makes it a bit blurry what this entails here. So I think to have the multi-source target list probably makes more sense. It says both of the above. What is that? Multi-source plus target in the file entry. No list wrapper. Carry a multi-source list together with a target. Exactly like source plus target. I think we can have both. We can have both, yeah. Both multi-source. Let's do both of these. How should bundle file and build file store the sources internally? Keep app source file at the list. Single source flow keeps using app source file untouched. App source file is only filled for merges. Smallest lowest risk diff, but two parallel fields with an implicit invariant, and every consumer must branch. True. Collapse into one list. App source file becomes app source files, list str, always at least one entry. Single source is a list of one uniform code path through wildcard resolution, diff hashing, and copy, but touches every existing call site. Code path through wildcard, one uniform code path. One uniform code path through wildcard resolution. Yeah. I'm more leaning towards this because it will make the usage of it better because you have one single source of truth. At the list you draft. Two parallel fields with an implicit invariant. Every consumer must branch. app source files. Always at least one entry. Yeah. Now let's try this first. Let's see how it goes. I'm a bit skeptical about this. It could be chaos, maybe. Let's go with this for now. If it works, then it's... let me look over this one more time. So here it is, right? So we have this single string and then this list here. And then we would either get this one here or the list. Let's collapse it into one list. Let's see how it does. How should the source files actually be combined into the target? Concatenate text, then existing conversion. Read all sources at text in the listed order and write one merged file, then run the normal target conversion. Load each source targets concatenate as above. str and CSF targets instead load each source into its own game text compiler file ID slot and merge and overwrite them. So label redefine a later file replaces the earlier one instead of being duplicated. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we do this, yeah. Do this. Should wildcards be allowed inside multi-source list? Yes. Entry globs contributes every match as an additional source for the same target. Yes. Sorted alphabetically, so the merge order is reproducible across machines. Explicitly listed entries keep their written order. Yeah. Reject wildcards with an error. No, we accept wildcards. Yeah. Yes. Okay, does it have all the information? I think these were pretty reasonable questions. I like that. Now it's marinating. Okay. Marinating. Yeah, well, cooking. Okay. Let's see what that is. Limit setup to VC package presets. Contains inputs preset. Okay, I don't know what that is. Limit setup to VC package presets. Limit setup. VC package preset. Okay. I see. Right. Do not cache, false. Okay. What is this here? Okay. Okay, let's go. So let's see what this does. Nothing. Okay. Okay. Did it build everything already? Yeah. Everything is successful. Okay, cool. 2 minutes. It's very fast. Okay. So let's see. So Claude has a plan, yeah? It's multi-source bool. Flag is not derivable. True. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Blah blah blah. Dispatch. In EWND all the same. Raise with a clear message. Copy 2 is unreachable on this path. Some links are excluded. Okay. There's no test suite in this repro, so verification end to end. No regression first. Okay. No, let's go ahead. Do it. Let's see what happens. Good. So we have this one merged. Then let's go to the approved ones. So I would like to merge this one here. Before we do that, let's verify that this one is building. Okay, looks promising, yeah. Okay. Good. Then this one, yeah, reserve. Good. Then we can merge this. Merge most of drawable and locomotor. Confirm. Squash and merge. Okay. Then let me go to well, let's not mess with anything. Let's do some more reviews. So so this one here, rerun failed jobs. Okay. Good. Then how about we merge this one? This one looks pretty straightforward, but it's not replicated in generals, so we can't merge it. Enter commands are now ignored. Enter commands are now ignored if the target to enter is invalid or ourselves. Fix an issue. Okay, there's still open comments. Let's take a look at this one here. So this one is approved once. Account being valid. Because this lookup should only return active players. Okay. Okay, let me see. I think we should say simplify slot to player lookups. Okay. Good, let's take a look. Network devs. It now needs this for max slots. Is that right? Network devs. Close. Right. So in here we have max slots. Yeah. Okay. Max player. Network devs. Yeah. Okay. From index. Get player from slot index. City fill. Okay, great. Yeah. So how many are there? So control by observer. Yeah. Action manager. Okay. Okay. So how many are there of these? Okay. Let's just assume that this is complete, yeah? It's a bit strange that there's a game network include in network devs. Is there precedence to that? Is there precedence for non-common files to be included in common headers? I expect this to be not the norm. Maybe max slots needs to be moved to game common.h. Similar. Okay, let's see what this does here. Hmm. Let me verify everything compiles and check for leftovers. Yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, what is this? Allow this bash command. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, why not? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does something. Probably installing viruses now. Mm-hmm. Okay, what is this? Okay. I don't know what it's trying to test here, but it looks within the realms of this project. So go ahead. Mm-hmm. Found a pre-existing bug blocking this path. Raise type error. Build file params is none. Type error. Non-big items with text targets. Okay. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm actually surprised that it's that it can figure out how to test on its own with just the tools in there. So like, there's no unit test or anything. It just uses the tools to test itself, which is pretty cool. What is it doing here? It wants to write something. Okay, go ahead. CSF merge works. Mm-hmm. 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 Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. Just clicking buttons here, like a monkey. Yeah. Lots of AIs. So, unique scorches only. Okay, so it keeps testing something here. Go ahead, test whatever. Resolve pass from the wrong directory. So it's now fixing its own code here, yeah? It's really happy to test a lot of things, isn't it? Web mini. Okay, go ahead. Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Allow the bash commands. So there's one more test here, yeah? Go ahead. Sample builds and releases clean, now a true baseline comparison. Running head from a separate work tree and diffing the outputs. Go ahead. Maybe we should ask it to build unit tests for this thing. What's how? Okay, well, it takes quite a long time here to get all this testing and implementing and planning done. Right, so it's not like that this goes totally free, no. It still takes time. But we don't have to use our brain much. Yeah, I'm just sitting here and staring at a black screen. That's it. So the brain, I think the brain loses cells, yeah, but the LLM becomes smarter. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it also becomes dumber when working on this code here, which was written by humans. Yeah. I don't know. Does the LLM prefer to work with generated code or with human written code? Maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. Anything goes. Okay, it does something here. I don't know what it is. It does something. Okay, let's take a look already at what it did here so far. Yeah. So it added something here in Utah. Okay. Did it move it there from bundles? This file looks familiar. We saw file wildcards. Huh. Every file pass. Hmm. Looks like it moved it there from here. Okay. Fair enough. File wildcards. Okay. Bundles. Elements. Source target list. Okay. Did something here. Okay. Treat none as empty, so that optional params can pass in without a null check. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I don't know why this function here is necessary. Requires text transform. Okay. I hope the bot doesn't get stuck in here. Build sample with baseline head code. Looks like it's hanging, isn't it? Has been in here for quite a while already. Maybe we have to press stop and then continue. Timed out. What does it try to build here? do whatever. I don't care. Something still quotes app source. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay. It's permanent scorch mark loaded from the map. Static scorch marks are managed separately. So adding gameplay scorch marks cannot evict them. Okay. Okay. I think it looks fine. Scorch. Just say scorch. Okay. I don't think we really mark it as word builder. It's more game related. So how does this look? It still wants to do something. Python pass. What is it trying to do now here? Let it cook, I guess. But to me it looks like it tries to do something and doesn't really know how to do it. So it's looking around. It wants to build the project, I guess. But it probably has difficulties because the build of this project is really abysmal. Okay. Okay. So for some reason the testing is way too complicated what it tries to do here. My gosh. RM. Oh, now it wants to delete something. Claude. What does it want to delete now? RMRF. It wants to delete tools. Config.tools. Why? Clean the stray download and inspect sample tools config. Had no downloaded tools. Okay, go ahead. Do whatever. Delete the machine, yeah? Oh boy. Mm-hmm. 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 Good. Then let's see what we have next here. To match. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this one. This one is ready. Scotch. Mm-hmm. Scotch. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. This one is still trying to do things. My gosh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it had troubles testing, but it figured things out. So that's good. I think what we need to do is next, we need to simplify the build for this project, the Python builds, which is just awfully bad because I have no idea how to make a good Python build. But maybe Claude can figure this out for us. What is this here? Okay, whatever, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is this? Try. Attribute error. What is this? Attribute error was serialized by release that stored one source file in app source. Okay. Still testing something. Okay, it's now removing something. Hopefully it's not destroying all the things. Done. Multi-source bundled files implemented and verified. What was built? A multi-source list builds one target file from many sources. The fan in counterpart to source, which fans a wildcard out into many targets. So source parent, yeah, multi-source, and then we can specify either a single file or multiples with a wildcard, and then one target. Both forms you asked for exist. Multi-source and target on a file tree. And this for several merges. Key files. Explicit flag. File hash registry skipped for merges. Build file app source is public API. The plan had me remove it to force a core site audit that broke the sample project's Blender build script. It would have broken every mod project with a build event script. No regression. Build a real sample project from a clean slate. 120 files each. Merge semantics. Any concat with wildcard sorted. str to CSF. Touching only the second source. Did not run install uninstall against your actual game directory. That writes into the game install, so I left it for you. Okay, so this sounds promising. Now we need to review all the stuff that it had generated, whether it all makes sense. Okay, I don't know what it does here. Okay, well, review can take a while. Multi-source target. Okay. Yeah, we need to carefully review all of this. It's a lot. Good. Then let's see what else we can merge here. Preserve occupants when transferring ally assets to allies. Let's take a look at that. Preserves contained occupants when a player's assets are transferred to an ally player. Transferred assets run through the on-capture logic, which features safeguards against weird circumstances, like enemy occupants being left inside a captured building or vehicle. However, this does not take assets transferred to allies and surrender into consideration, in which case preserved containment is always desirable. Asterisk. This change does leave a possible scenario where a container object is transferred to an ally under different circumstances, such as via scripting event. In such cases, any of the original owner's occupants would hypothetically remain inside the container rather than being ejected, which might cause weird or unexpected behavior. Not all occupants are consistently evacuated. This change does leave a possible scenario. Transfer to an ally under different circumstances. Remain inside the container. Okay, I don't understand why. Why is this a problem? The original owner's occupants would remain inside the container. Ah, okay. I see. So basically, a different player's infantry or units are inside a container for some reason. So, Shot type default transfer allies. Okay, so this is your original behavior. No evac. Can we preserve eject can we continue to eject if the passengers do not match the container's team after capture? That would solve the dilemma. Okay, so the fix is relatively clear. Yeah, get relationship order. Capture. Let me read that again. A container object is transferred to an ally under different circumstances. Unless occupants. But it already does this here, doesn't it? On capture. Get relationship, get default team is not allies. Yeah. Let me wait for the answer on this. Good. So yeah, I would say next session we do a review of this to see if things are good. For this session, let's look at maybe one more thing. Enter commands. Okay. I think we can finalize this guy here. Let me change the project code. 2774 audio events RTS. It's this one here. Then no, we need to go to main branch first. Then we do a pull rebase. Then we go here. Then we go here, rebase. And then we do then we do an update. Replicate in generals. Okay, that applied with one error here. Yeah. Let's search for this here. So this one is meant to be that, yeah. Oh, that doesn't work. Does it? Okay, let's see if they're compiled or not. So this one does all of this. Okay, create a fix-up. Then we wait if this is successful. Okay, this one would also be ready for merge, I think. Maybe not. So this compiles, great. Then let me launch generals to see if that works. Okay, let's launch that. Okay, it's slow. Good, then we do a commit. Good, then I think this is fine. Okay, let's push it. Push. Good, then this one is done. Oh, we haven't verified that yet. Let me remove that for now. Let's say replicate two generals with one minor conflict. Good, so generals is launching and trying to remember what the audio debug was. There was some key for audio. I don't know what that was. Okay, but we I can hear audio. Yeah, so I think it should be good. Okay, great. Good, then so what about this one? I think there was still something open, right? Yeah, open question. license. Maybe we merge this here as well. Needs to rebase, yeah. I will not merge it yet because there's an open to do here. So let me close this one. Let's test that this commit here is compiling on its own. And if it does, then everything is good, as far as I can tell. Good. So this has succeeded, great. Then we put the checkbox here. Here. Okay. Then when this is done, I will merge it, and then that will be it. Okay, the next session we'll probably do code reviews again, and then also review whatever was generated here. Yeah, and then yeah, and then that should be good. Good. Maybe we can look at one more review. Maybe this one here. Okay. 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 Then I guess it's fine. Okay. Shell. What about this one? Shell hooks, maybe move that as well. Let me see. Shell hooks. Can move this too. Let me see if he has anything else that we can review. Both okay, this and the other one here. Oh, that's a little bigger change. It's probably AI generated, I assume. Oof. What file system? Complete native mod loading through ordered repeated mod arguments. Accepts a big archive or directory. Okay, this needs a more this needs a careful review. For the design first. Yeah. Mod file system. Yeah, so it certainly makes sense to replace the legacy implementation, which was very simplistic. It only allowed you to specify a mod directory or a big file, and only one, right? So it wasn't very flexible. So having a new implementation makes sense, I guess. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Good. So this one is done. Then we can go ahead and merge it. Rebase and merge. Mm. Mm-hmm. Rebase and merge. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. There we go. Delete branch. Done. Okay, great. Then I think that will be it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. Then I will end here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.